Hey, I'm Anna, and together with my husband Olen, we have traveled throughout the whole of Canada. We have visited Niagara, Toronto, Calgary, Banff and Jasper National Parks, Whistler and Vancouver. We have seen marvelous lakes, mountains and wildlife, cute little villages and big cities. Sometimes we have been amazed by the beauty of this country, and sometimes not so pleasantly surprised. We have experienced 30 degrees Celsius temperature drops in just a few days this summer. We traveled by plane and by car, stayed in hotels and tried to eat good quality food as much as it was possible. And now we're here to show you everything. Let's discover Canada together. Good morning everyone, good morning from Vancouver. We're going to have our last full day in Vancouver today. I am currently getting ready for it. I have my makeup done already. Now I'm going to just finish with my hair and talk to you a little bit about how we've spent our time here already, and what we loved and what we didn't love and what we are planning for today. So I'm just going to remove the things that I have in my hair, the hair claws and the heatless curls thing. That, you know, the one that I use for my heatless curls is just a waistband from the rope that I have. So what we loved here in Vancouver most was going to the Stanley Park. I think the Stanley Park was my favorite place in Vancouver out of all of the ones that we visited, and also the Granville Granville Market. It was a fun place, but it wasn't my favorite. So that the Granville Market was what we did yesterday. We went there, discovered the whole place. We went through all of the food stalls, saw the food market, the fast food where you can buy things to eat straight away, where you can buy groceries. We also went to the gift shops that they had there, and we found the place a little bit special and strange. So it's not for everybody, but it was nice to discover it. The food out there was not really to our taste. We are a little bit tired of all the fast food, and we tried the seafood there. We tried the lobster roll, and it wasn't really a special lobster roll for us. I don't know, maybe I don't really like the way they cook lobsters here in Canada. And we also tried their famous donuts, Lee's Donuts. That's the name of the place here on the market, and those donuts are like super popular. Even celebrities here in Canada come to eat those donuts. But for me, they were okay, but they were better than Tim Hortons donuts. But the ones that we tried, Krispy Kreme, the chain of donuts, they were better for me, and Dunkin' Donuts for me are definitely better than those donuts. But that is just my opinion. Then when we walked in Vancouver from Granville Island towards the Kitsilano, I think it's the name of the beach, where we went on that side of Vancouver. I think that part of the city is quite safe. It feels clean and safe, but it's not like special. I think it was a little bit boring, but the beach is okay. There were really a lot of people there, although it wasn't even a weekend. But it was a sunny day, so there were a lot of people sunbathing, and there were even people swimming in the ocean. And we spent some time there, and we went to eat in a place called Turf. Turf is, I think it is like a fitness place where they have Pilates and things like this here in Vancouver. And they also have their own cafe where you can have a quick bite and sit, work with your laptop, just have a chat with your friends. And that place was full of people when we arrived. Maybe because it was kind of a lunchtime hour, or maybe because it was just the time when a group of people finished their fitness class and then they went out and had some food. So we had to stand in line for a little bit. But the place was full. There were no free tables outside on the terrace. We were sitting inside. What we took there was their granola. They do their own granola. granola. They add yogurt, almond butter, raspberry jam, and some, I think it was like coconut flakes, and it said that it had chia pudding, I think. Anyway, this whole thing, it was delicious. Comparing to all of the fat food that we had during the last weeks, that felt good to eat, but I think it didn't have enough yogurt, so we felt like we wanted more yogurt in that granola. So I didn't even finish mine, and I brought it back to the hotel, bought myself some yogurt in the supermarket, and then finished it with pleasure. By the way, there is a good supermarket, grocery store here in the center of Vancouver, around where we live. It's called, I think it's called Urban Fare. We went there yesterday, and it was a good one. And it has Starbucks inside, nice, clean Starbucks, where they had a big selection of Canada mugs, which we wanted to buy. So that is a good place to go if you are staying in Vancouver here in the center. And well, that was it. The day yesterday was interesting. We definitely had a good weather to walk, but what I noticed is that it's better to avoid the places here in Vancouver where you have little parks, like not big parks like Stanley Park, but little parks, and hospitals, because these are the places around which you have homeless and drug addicts gathering, and those places don't feel safe. So if you see those places around you on the map, it's better to avoid them. And today we're going to go to, the plan is to go to Lynn Suspension Bridge Park and to walk out there to see the suspension bridge. I think it's like a signature thing in Vancouver. They have another big suspension bridge which is called Capilano Suspension Bridge, but that I feel like that one is more touristy. That's why we're going to see the Lynn Suspension Bridge. And then we are going, I think we're going to go to a famous coffee place here, which is called Nemesis Coffee. We're going to try some coffees there and just relax, enjoy our last day in Vancouver. And tomorrow we're going to fly back to Warsaw, flying through Amsterdam with KLM. We're going to fly business class again, the way we're flying here to Canada, and I can't wait to enjoy this experience. It was a great experience when we were flying here. I have a video about it on my channel. If you want, I will leave a link in the description to this video below. And I think my hair looks quite nice today. The curls are not too tight, so that's the way I like them. Maybe I will add a little bit of dry shampoo to add volume here on the roots. And we are ready to go. I will show you my final outfit of the day in a few minutes. And that is my outfit of the day. I'm ready to go. These are my 501 Levi's jeans, the New Balance sneakers to be comfortable. I'm also wearing a Polo Bear t-shirt from Ralph Lauren, an orange shirt from Stradivarius, and I'm also going to take a denim jacket, so then later if it's hot I can kind of remove layers. I'm going to grab my small Louis Vuitton bag and we are ready to go. morning, everyone. Good morning from Vancouver. This is our last morning here in Canada before we go back to Warsaw. And I cannot believe that our trip went by so fast. On one side, we have had so many experiences that it feels like it's been forever. But on the other side, it feels like we left Warsaw just yesterday. Today morning, we've already had our breakfast. We went to eat famous waffles of Vancouver in a place called Cafe Medina here, not far from our hotel. And in order to get those waffles, we had to come 15 minutes before the place opens. So we came at 8:45 and there were already some people in the line. But when the cafe opened, we managed to get a table straight away. But I would say that those waffles were definitely worth it. They were really, really delicious. They were not the best waffles in my life. I've had the waffles that were as delicious in Warsaw and somewhere in Europe, I think, but they were definitely the best waffles of our Canadian trip. We got them with maple syrup and we had some nice strong drip coffee, and now we're full of energy and ready to head to the airport. I am going to finish packing our suitcases during the next half an hour, and we will get into a taxi. I think we're going to go for an Uber. And we're going to Vancouver Airport, where we will have a few hours to, even more than a few hours, maybe to have a lunch. And then we are getting on our KLM flight to Amsterdam. And from Amsterdam, we will be flying to Warsaw later. A quick update on what we have done recently here in Vancouver. What we managed to do is that we went to Lynn Suspension Bridge Park. This park is not as popular here in Vancouver as Capilano Bridge Park. Capilano Suspension Bridge is a very popular tourist attraction here in Vancouver. This is a big, a long suspension bridge, and the entrance to the park there in Capilano is not free. I think it is about $100, and there are lots of tourists there. That's why I went to a place which is less popular, which is called Lynn Park, and we didn't regret it at all. The park was it wasn't empty. There were people out there, but it was not super crowded. There were moments when we were walking around the forest feeling like we're alone there, and those were magical moments. The suspension bridge itself, it's not very long, but I think it's long enough for you to feel how it is like to be on a suspension bridge, to take nice pictures, but it was still crowded out there. And I would say that this experience is not for everyone, because the bridge, you know, the suspension bridge is never a stable structure, and you don't feel super safe out there. And for people who don't like the heights, I think it's not a good choice to stay on the suspension bridge for too long. But the park itself, it feels more like a forest. It's definitely a nice place to spend your time in Vancouver, to walk around, to breathe this magical fresh air. That is definitely my recommendation in Vancouver. In order to get to Lynn Park, we took a taxi, we took an Uber from our hotel, which is in the downtown, in the exact center of Vancouver, to Lynn Park. The taxi was about $25. And I know that there are buses which go to Lynn Park. They don't come directly to the park. Then you will have to walk for about 10-15 minutes from the bus, but there is still this option. We didn't take buses here in Vancouver because we didn't really like all of the parts of the city where those buses stop, because not all parts of Vancouver are safe, and we don't feel safe everywhere in here. And overall, in my impression, it's really a good idea to use Uber here in Vancouver, because it's really easy. It's not as expensive as it is, for example, in some countries of Europe, where you have so much bigger difference between public transport and a taxi. Here, the difference between public transport and a taxi is, I would say, 2-3 times. If you are not alone, if you are a couple or 3 people, it's definitely better to take a taxi. If you are alone, maybe it's not as economically good, but anyway, that was what we found better for us during this trip. We had a really wonderful dinner yesterday in Ask For Luigi restaurant here in Vancouver. If you watched my previous videos, you have seen that we already went to Ask For Luigi restaurant here, and we loved it so much. I said that that was maybe the best risotto in my life, the best mushroom risotto, definitely. Their Italian food that they cook is really good. And yesterday We arrived there without a reservation. We arrived 15 minutes before they open. They open at 5 p.m. in the evening, and if you arrive 15 minutes before, you're going to get a table. So it was really nice and pleasant for us. By the way, it was Saturday yesterday, and even on Saturday it was easy for us to get a table if we arrived early. And I think that was it that I wanted to update you on. I will definitely make a video, or maybe even a few videos, that will sum up my overall impressions of Canada, about all of the things that I found interesting and surprising in Canada from a point of view of a European person who has never been to this part of the world at all. There are a lot of things that were shocking for me, that were exciting for me. So I cannot wait to sum up all of that in my head when I come back home and I'm ready to share everything with you. I hope that you loved following me on this trip. I hope that you loved watching our videos, and maybe you got some useful information for your future trips as well. Now we're going to finish packing and head to the airport. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and push the like button. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye.